Hi guys, Marina Purkiss is completely correct. So following the news and the white paper the government have put out on changes to the immigration system, which will make it more difficult for people to fill jobs in the UK, and we aren't even talking about social care, but many other sectors, the area that Farage and Reform have benefited from isn't really being dealt with. Marina attacked the plan while correctly pointing out that most people don't have a problem with foreigners doing jobs British people can't or won't do. But instead of focusing on what she calls bugbears, the government is undermining the economy to deal with Farage, but is dooming itself.
Right, arbitrarily reducing immigration just so you can then publish some results is not going to have the desired effect. We all need to have an honest conversation about the fact that we have a declining birth rate, we have an ageing population. We either have immigrants, we have immigration, and we have a functioning NHS, social care and growth in the economy, or we don't.
And she's completely correct. And I'll let you hear the rest of her monologue in a moment. But she's completely correct on this point. You have an aging population and you have a declining population at the same time. So the fewer people are having kids and the population is getting older. So there's going to be greater pressure applied to social care and to the NHS. Now, if you close the borders, who's going to pay into the pension schemes and who's going to look after the most vulnerable in society?
If Labour really want to win votes, right, what they should be doing is focusing on two big things. Because a lot of people are quite happy with immigration. They don't mind foreign doctors or nurses. They don't mind if people can speak English to GCSE or A-level. What they don't want to see is hotels being filled with immigrants for an indefinite period of time at great cost to the taxpayer. What they also don't want to see is the boats coming over, although they are
that may not
numbers,
be affected
right?
by this.
But this is where Labour needs to be really clear and go after things that are real bugbears. Not having, and I can't believe they're making it more difficult for the social care sector to hire people.
But I suppose
we have got 131,000 vacancies.
Sure. Let's ask.
And she's completely correct on that point as well. There's a massive number of vacancies and the government is making it more difficult for social care to access the staff it needs. So at a time, as Marina has pointed out, as the population is getting older and fewer young people are being born. Now, the bugbear, of course, being stopping the boats and the people being put in hotels. Now, they're not hotels, they're ex-hotels, and we're not talking about migrants, we're talking about asylum seekers. Now, the government seem to be moving away from that. They're moving people into houses, into rented accommodation, as opposed to the hotels. The hotels seem to have become a flashpoint. So that's probably a good approach. But the other point about stopping the boats, well, we know the best way to reduce channel crossings is to create safe routes. And there's no mention of that whatsoever. This would stop the boats. Create a safe route so people don't need to cross the channel. And this would take a massive, apart from the humanitarian aspect of it, which should be the front and centre argument, it would take a massive cudgel that Nigel Farage has against the government and against the Labour Party at the moment. It would take it away from him. He keeps banging on about small boat crossings. You create a safe route for people to cross the channel and avoid using these small boats. Then you take away a massive amount of support that Nigel Farage has. You would say, look, we resolved the problem. You may not like how we resolved the problem, but the public would see it as resolved. Farage can rant and rave about how the people are coming in, but at the end of the day, the people that you want to reach out to, the so-called moderates who are concerned about immigration, you would win these people over by stopping the boats, by creating safe routes. But instead, it seems to be in this other approach, this aggressive approach of smashing the gangs. And it's not working because the boat crossings are continuing and Farage, all he has to do is sit on the sidelines and say, you're doing it wrong. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.